Boop. Ta-da! Hi, everybody. I don't know what just happened there. Hi, everybody. It's me, Miss Tina Z, your favorite gender nonconforming ukulelist and vocalist. How are you today? Great. I hope you said something positive there and not, I just found out I had pink eye. And I went, great. Because I wouldn't say that. My friends, today, today the song I'm performing is I Want Candy. Yay! I Want Candy is the weirdest, the story behind the song is the weirdest ever. Okay, so it was a hit song in the 1980s by a band called Bow Wow Wow. Wasn't a huge hit, but it kind of has become over the years a club dance song. It's got the Bo Diddley beat. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. I want candy. Bum, 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 bum. That's the song. Yay! All right. So that group, the Bow Wow Wow people, and their story is crazy all on its own. So the Bow Wow Wow players, not the lead singer, but the players, were all from a group called Adam and the Ants, which was a semi-big group. They were recruited by a producer. I have it right in front of me, Malcolm McLaren. Anyway, Malcolm recruited these people from Adam and the Ants. And then the story goes he was walking past a laundromat and heard someone in there singing. And it was a young woman. And he recruited her to be the lead vocalist of this band that he was putting together. And that was all fine. Except that she was like 13 years old at the time. Which you could not do today. And you probably shouldn't have done back then. But anyway, moving over to some better light. So her name is Annabella Lewin. Yeah, she was 13 years old when they recruited her. Here, 13-year-old girl, join this band of adult men. Anyway, that's not the weird part. So the weird part is this song was recorded and released in the early 60s, 1964, I believe. And it was by three fellas, and their names were Bob Feldman, Jerry Goldstein, and Richard Gotteher. Gotterer. Gotterer. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, these three fellas were producers mainly, songwriters second, and musicians third. Two of the three wrote My Boyfriend's Back, which was a hit song for the Angels, I believe. Not the baseball team. I think there was a group. Anyway, so they wrote that song, My Boyfriend's Back, and thought they'd write other girl band songs. But unfortunately for them, that craze was dying down, the girl band craze. But on the way up, replacing it was the Beatles, the British Invasion, early 60s, 63, 64, was just catching fire. So these three fellas decided to keep writing music, but pretend that they were from England, that they were part of the British invasion. Unfortunately, they couldn't fake British accents. And so they faked Australian accents. And probably not very good ones, because at the time, the Australian accent to American ears was not really well known. And so they just made up some kind of accent, and then they made up a backstory. They claimed that they were three brothers, and their last name was Strange. And they had developed a new crossbred a sheep with something. I don't know. I don't know the details, but they claimed they made a fortune on a sheep ranch in Australia, these three supposed brothers, and that funded their adventure into rock and roll. And so they had this new song out called I Want Candy, and lo and behold, it became an actual hit. All the way up to number 14 on the charts. So that was all fine and dandy, except that because it was such a big hit, places, venues, events, television shows, radio shows were asking this group that didn't really exist. They called themselves the Strangeloves because they were the brothers Strange. So this band, the Strangeloves, was just these three guys, American dudes who were songwriters. They wrote this song, but suddenly being invited to play music. And they could play music, but that wasn't their number one job, skill set. And so they hired three other people to mimic them. I'm telling you, this is the strangest story. So they found three other musicians to mimic them and play and sing I Want Candy on various places. And then those three were replaced by three other people who also mimicked the Strange brothers from Australia. It's the craziest thing. And so these people, these three people who replaced three people, in a band that didn't really exist. The backstory was complete rubbish. It was not true in any way. They were featured on TV shows and radio shows. And no one really cared. And I don't know, I can't figure it out if people knew that and just didn't care. They knew it was a fake story and just didn't care. Or it came out later and people didn't care. The thing is, people don't care. And I think about the Milli Vanilli blow-up of the 80s, I believe, where these two guys were pretending to be a band called Milli Vanilli, but they were not actually singing these songs from this band. It was two other musicians who were singing, but they hired these two real good-looking guys who could dance and lip-sync, and it was a huge controversy. It was a massive controversy. They had their Grammy Awards stripped away, and they were, shunned by the music community, and maybe rightly so, but I'm just wondering about this whole Strangelove situation, and did anybody know? And I can't really find any information. If you can clue me in, if you know about this, and have further details for me, let me know. I'm curious to know if anybody was aghast. They found out that this band that they liked, the Strangeloves, was not a real thing. Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to play I Want Candy, and I'm more or less covering the Bow Wow Wow version because the two versions are almost identical. The pronouns switch from her to him, and so I don't care. I'm doing the Bow Wow Wow version from the 1980s because those were the first lyrics that I pulled up online. So there. So here's little old me playing this strange song from the Strangeloves from 1964. I'm going to say 64. I think that's right. Anyway, here it is. Yay! Tuesday ball! That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Yay! Oh. Bye. See you next time.